If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Okay, friends. Well, time to go under the hood here. On the old N.A.G, not a Gibson, Les Paul model that I got from TEMU. And if you listen really close in the background, you will hear a recipe for sopa that my daughter makes. She is sharing with a friend. So anyway, so I figure we'll start here at the top of things. There is some little bit of weirdness here that I don't think you can really tell with the lighting that I have going on, so I will try that. We'll try a series of lights. I know that every time I try to get you guys close, it's like a seasick thing that happens, but what I'm curious about, the first thing that I always check, and I think I picked this up from Dave over at Dave's World of Fun Stuff. I've watched tons of Dave's stuff, and Dave always used to say, always make sure the truss rod works. And I've kind of followed that pattern for myself. And so I do want to look. I am fairly confident that we are going to find a 4mm truss rod in here based on the bag that had the cheapo cord in it. Oh, wow, look at that big old hole. Oh my goodness. Well, okay guys, I'm just trying to get you in here. Now this is not a Gibson guitar, okay? Look at the size of that truss rod hole, man. I mean, it's almost, wow, that is just massive. So that's a good emulation, you know, I guess. But this might also be an opportune time to point out there's some funk or something here. I don't know that that's glue. I don't know that that's just something that will rub off under the strings there. And guys, again, I am not in any way attempting to be super picky about anything. I am just trying to explain and describe what I'm seeing for you, for your purposes, for your enjoyment, man. Hey, how's your day going, man? What is up in your neck of the woods, as they say? I'm just going to see if I can. Yeah, so that's basically, that part's rubbing off. And then the truss rod hole is just, it's massive. And this is very thin. The cut of this is so strange. I don't know, man. Hey, if you got an actual Gibby, is this normal? I don't know. Is that what they're supposed to look like? I had some Gibsons. I never took the truss rod cover off that I can recall. But that should be a 4mm truss rod. But man, it is in there. It is quite a ways in there. Let me see if I can get to it. And I don't even know if that's long enough. Hey man, somebody was watching, you remember the Tease SPH when we did Under the Hood? Somebody commented on that vid, I think it was last night. It's like 45 minutes of you talking, that could have been a 15-minute video. I said, dude, the channel is called Ted Talks Guitars and Life. I'm just seeing if the truss rod turns, and it does. So that's good. Got that going for us. Again, that is a 4mm. That's just the one I use. blue tape just helps me keep them separated, man. Yeah, you see the scratches that run right here? There you go. You see that? I think that if I take a razor blade, I will be able to get those out. Yeah, that's just some weirdness here. Yeah, it's just like a little build up or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's not super attractive, but I don't know that I have what it takes to take that off and put an actual bone nut in it. Given my experience, yeah, with guitar nuts, man, sometimes it's kind of crazy. You can also kind of see that the paint kind of is over the edge here some, and it looks like it's on purpose, and then it looks like it's by mistake because it's not consistently the same. Yeah, see, there's not as much on this side as there is on this side, right here on the corner. Kind of see the overlap. Anyway, guys, not a showstopper. I mentioned that the frets are generally speaking okay. There are some sharp edges higher up. You can definitely feel them, and you can kind of right here. You could probably even see how close to the edge that is, but anyway, I can take my fret file and file those down. That's not a problem. We got the frets. And then you can just hear it's kind of out of sorts. All right, I mentioned the strap buttons. Mentioned the strap buttons not being seated. This one, you can see how it's just kind of turning. It's not a big deal. I can put that in there. The fretboard appears to be some kind of rose wood like. I need to clean and condition it before I can really get a sense of the material. And hopefully it's something that I can scrape, because I've got to scrape that first fret. Get rid of that ugliness. Alright. Now, this is a little thing for me. Okay. Well, maybe it's not. It's actually not, because I really don't like a pickguard on my LPs. I never have. So sometimes when you take these pickguard covers off, what you find underneath necessitates putting it right back on. But who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe. The Leo kit that I'm doing, I'm going to do everything I can to not put this on it. Yeah, see, I just think that looks... Now, it's ugly over here. See, doesn't that look better? Everybody say it with me. That looks so much better. It really does look so much better. It's got some weird looking kind of... The question is, can you live with just having a hole there? And guys, I can live with it. I really don't need that to be... Oh, look, I found the purpose for the hard as brick music lily picks. Because I think, yeah, that's just, I had some of this, I think it's buffing compound. It was on the other side of this as well. Now, this does have a lip on it. So, sorry, I'm shaking the table and my camera's too close to it. Quit apologizing, we've all met. I know, right? But I just need to. So yeah, can I live with that ugliness? Can I live with this ugliness? Yeah, I can. So usually by now I would have clipped the strings on this bad boy. But I'm thinking I want to try to set it up and play it a bit more before I do any of that. So it's got like these plastic green situations. I mean, it feels, the plastic feels cheap, but the tuners are not. There is no slack in those, man. It is not loosey-goosey at all. Now, in terms of, some people say you can spot a fake Gibson because the logo is not exactly centered or whatever. I noticed how Les looks here. Looks a little weird. That could just be an imperfection in the print, in the sticker, whatever. So I think what I'm going to do, in lieu of cutting the strings and looking at the tuning holes, I don't know what size those are. So if I go to replace these tuners, and again, I'm only going to replace the tuners if I think I need to. Look, folks, you don't have to replace tuners unless tuners don't work. And you don't have to get locking tuners, man. You do you, for sure. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to keep the strings on. I'm going to set the guitar up, and I'm going to play it so that I can actually assess the tuners just a little bit. Is that a crack? Is that a... I don't know what that is. Wouldn't be the first neck that I have filled with something, material and whatnot. Surprisingly, the guitar is mostly intonated. So if I wanted to lower the strings, in theory, this is interesting. So typically, if you have a knockoff, like if you looked at the Tune-O-Matic bridge on the Leo, what you're going to find right here are screws, flathead kind of things. This doesn't have those. I think this actually wants you to turn the wheel the way you would turn the wheel on an actual Gibson. Yeah, I said it. There's always controversy. And Ted talks guitars and no. There's always just controversy in general. But there's two schools of thought. One school of thought is that you want the screws facing that way. The other school of thought is you want the screws facing this way. I've always thought that these screw heads need to be right here where they are, not over here. But put it in the comments, man. What do you guys think? I can already tell you there's not a right or wrong way, so please don't tell us the right way to do it is XYZ, because I'm gonna claim fail on that. What I've always understood is that the string should not touch the actual piece. So case in point, you see how this string there should be at least like that. There should be at least a paper size So that means that the tailpiece should come up just a smidge to get that string from resting on that part of the bridge. At least that's my understanding of the way life works. If you like this kind of content, why don't you like the video? Consider subscribing to the channel. Come back anytime and hang out with us at Ted Talks Guitars and Life. And now, let's get back to it. Well, I hope that you're having a great day. Wherever it is you find yourself, whatever it is you got going on. I am having a great day talking guitars and life with all of you. I noticed and mentioned in the unboxing and first impression of this Gibson guitar that I've got a little funk right here. I believe with some cleaner that will come off. It may be between the plastic and the actual cover itself. Well, there is a switch in there. It looks something like that, my friends. Something like that. Is that a good switch? I don't know. I don't know much about LP switches. Put it in the comments, guys. Yeah, that was tightly in there. Okay, well, you've got dime-sized pots. By the way, the Leo kit had dime-sized pots as well. It's got some black paint in there. Surely this guitar does not have shielding. I guess we can find out. Take all the adventure away at Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Now you can't see my meter. I'm not as sophisticated as other guys, man. There you go. Maybe you can see that. Could just be paint, guys. Could be shielding paint. Wow, look at that. Guys, this Gibson guitar, I believe, has shielding paint in it. Man, oh man. I can't quite get my instruments in here. Maybe not so much this side. Well, I can't get a reading up here. Nope. So I don't have any evidence that the black paint in the switch cavity is shielded. However, I do have evidence down here that it is shielded with copper. Not copper. That it has shielding paint in it. So shielding paint in the control cavity. No shielding paint in the switch cavity. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and take this off. This is the funk I was talking about. And this guitar, yeah, okay. You could see just some griminess. I need to clean that before I put it back on. I did mention in the unboxing first impression vids that there were some imperfections. There's a little bit of a dent or a ding right here that I don't know that you can see on the camera. Not a big deal to me, but $200 guitar with a little bit of a dent or a ding somewhere is probably not a big deal to me, man. All right. The other thing I'll show you while we're here This is the little speck I was telling you about. I don't know if you could see that in the camera or not. It is under the finish, I believe. I'm going to hit this with some good cleaner, and we will find out. Well, when I take the strings off, we'll come back. We'll take the pickups out, and I will show you what kind of pickups we're rocking. There you go. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. We'll catch you down the road.